Have you ever felt like the world was crashing down around you? Like you were losing everything you held dear? It's a terrifying feeling, one that can shatter even the strongest among us. But what if I told you there's a strength inside you that no one and nothing can ever take away? Today, I want to share a story that perfectly illustrates this. It's the story of a woman named Ilara, who lived in a small, sun-drenched village nestled between rolling hills. Ilara wasn't wealthy or powerful in the way the world usually measures such things. Her riches were different. She owned a small plot of land where she grew the most fragrant herbs and vibrant flowers. Her home was a humble cottage, filled not with gold, but with the warmth of a crackling fireplace and the comforting aroma of baking bread. Her greatest treasure, however, was her unshakable sense of peace. When others in the village were frantic with worry about a poor harvest or a coming storm, Ilara remained serene, a calm harbor in a sea of anxiety. Her neighbors often marveled at it. "How do you do it, Ilara?" they'd ask. She would simply smile, a gentle, knowing smile, and say, "The storm outside cannot touch the stillness within." But one day, a storm of a different kind arrived. A greedy nobleman from a distant city set his eyes on the village's fertile lands. He arrived with guards and scrolls of parchment, claiming ownership of everything. One by one, the villagers were forced to give up their homes and their fields. They protested, they pleaded, but their voices were drowned out by the clanking armor of the nobleman's men. Soon they came for Ilara's cottage. They trampled her fragrant herb garden under their heavy boots, the scents of lavender and rosemary crushed into the dirt. They told her the land was no longer hers. They took her home, her garden, her livelihood, everything she had built with her own 2 hands. The other villagers watched, their hearts breaking for her. They expected to see her collapse in tears, to scream in anger, to finally break. After all, they had taken everything from her. But Ilara did something that stunned them all. She stood tall amidst the ruin of her garden, closed her eyes for a moment, and took a deep, slow breath. When she opened them, the same profound calm was there. There was no anger, no despair, just a quiet acceptance. The nobleman, annoyed by her lack of a dramatic reaction, sneered at her. "I have taken everything from you," he boasted. "You have nothing left." Ilara looked at him, not with hatred, but with a kind of pity. She replied in a voice as steady as an ancient river, "You have taken my house, and you have taken my land. But my peace? That is something you can never touch. It does not live in these walls or in this soil. It lives here." And she gently placed a hand over her heart. Stripped of her worldly possessions, Ilara left the village with nothing but the clothes on her back. The other villagers, now displaced themselves, followed her, drawn to her unwavering strength. They saw that while the nobleman had taken their property, he couldn't take their spirit, and Ilara was the living embodiment of that truth. They journeyed together, and wherever they stopped to rest, Ilara would teach them what she knew. She taught them how to find quiet in the midst of chaos. She taught them to focus on their breath, to feel the solid ground beneath their feet, to notice the small wonders they had always overlooked. The pattern of a leaf, the warmth of the sun, the kindness in a stranger's eyes. She explained that happiness built on external things, on possessions, on status, on the approval of others, is as fragile as a house of cards. A strong wind can blow it all away in an instant. But true, lasting peace is built from within. It's a foundation you lay yourself brick by brick, with every mindful breath, with every moment of gratitude, with every act of compassion. This inner home, she taught, is the only one that can never be seized or destroyed. It is your sanctuary, your fortress, and it is yours alone. The villagers began to understand. They had lost their homes, but in following Ilara, they were learning how to build a new kind of home inside themselves. Years passed. The group of wanderers, led by the calm woman who had lost everything, became a thriving community. They didn't build grand houses or amass wealth. Instead, They built a life rich in connection, in shared purpose, and in inner peace. They learned that resilience isn't about never falling. It's about how you get back up. It's about realizing that your true worth isn't in what you have, but in who you are. The story of the calm woman spread far and wide, a quiet legend. Even the nobleman heard of it. Old and lonely in his stolen mansion, surrounded by riches that brought him no joy, he sometimes wondered about the woman from whom he had taken everything, yet who had somehow kept the only thing that truly mattered. Alara's story isn't just a fable. It's a powerful reminder for every single one of us. We all face storms in our lives. Losses, setbacks, moments that feel like the end of the world. In those moments, it's so easy to believe we've lost everything. But I want you to remember Alara. Remember that your circumstances do not define your state of being. The world can take your job, your money, even your home, but it cannot take your kindness. It cannot take your courage. It cannot take your ability to choose your response. It cannot take your inner peace unless you give it away. That calm center exists within you, right now. It might be buried under layers of stress, anxiety, and fear, but it's there. You can access it through mindfulness, by taking a moment to just breathe, by grounding yourself in the present. You are so much stronger than you think. You are more resilient than your challenges. Like Alara, your greatest treasure is the one that can never be lost. Nurture it, protect it, and let it be the anchor that holds you steady no matter what storms may come. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I hope this story brought you a little bit of peace. If it resonated with you, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more stories that aim to uplift and inspire. Take care of yourselves, and remember the strength that lies within.